Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Firstly, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that has participated in the Out with the Bang summer collaboration, last days of summer collaboration. Mandy and I organised this to run for the whole month of August, and today is the second to last day. Tomorrow Mandy will finish the collaboration off with a video. I just want to say thank you to everybody that has, all of the collaborators that have produced such magnificent videos and made this collaboration what it is. It's been very successful. I have to say that I have enjoyed every video that I've watched, and I've watched them all. So yeah, everybody that's watched and taken part and used the inspiration that the collaborators have given us, and also for all of those people that have liked and subscribed to all of the channels, thank you very much. I have enjoyed organising and helping Mandy run this collaboration, and maybe we might do something together in the future. So as part of my last video, I thought it might be fitting that I finish off my journal. So this is the journal that I've created as part of this. I've taken inspiration from collaborators and put article embellishments in here that I've seen other people make. I've used my Gladioli digital kit to create the whole journal, and now I'm going to finish it off. And to do that, I'm going to do my closure, which I'm going to use the same ribbon that I used for my binding. And I'm going to decorate my front cover. So I'm going to start with the closure so that I can work out exactly what's what, how far this is going to come over and that sort of thing, so I know how much space I've got to work with here. So I'm just going to do a simple closure. I'm going to do a eyelet to go in here. And then I'm going to use the ribbon to tie it up. So fingers crossed. Now I'm not going to measure it, I'm just going to eyeball the centre, and I'm going to take it in a bit because I don't want to interfere with that stitching, and I don't want the tie to be able to pull through. Now I'm just going to cut that off. The cover is made of, well, it's a fabric cover. On the inside is calico, then it's got a layer of 300 GSM watercolour paper, and then another cover layer of fabric, and so it's nice and sturdy, and then I've stitched around it as well. So I'm going to put this on there, and I've got one of the little rings that go on the underneath of that. And this is a slightly bigger . Now let's squeeze it. There we go. And the ring on the bottom gives it a nice finish at the back. So that is our eyelet. So it might be slightly lower than central. Now I'm going to, I might just feed this through here. Now I won't make this permanent. I'm going to just feed that through the loop so that whoever gets this might want to change the closure. You could change it for lace or something like that, but I thought that doing it with the same ribbon that I did the binding with, it would be good. I wanted to make that loop a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. So this can wrap around there like that and then tie here, or we can take it round the other way, take it round like that and then tie them here. And we can tie that. Being a tie like this gives it the flexibility of being adjustable, so you can add more things to the interior of the journal and still have a bit of flexibility with your closure. Okay, so now we've got that done, we need to start work on what we're actually going to put on the cover. Okay, so I've got this piece of cardboard. It's quite firm, and I'm going to use that as the background for my topper for my journal. So I'm going to just cut this to size, just there. And this is printed on 200, I'm not sure if it's 200 or 250 GSM paper. And this is going to go on here like so. So it's just got a little bit of a gap up and top and bottom, and I'll move it over here so it's got about the same gap to the side, and then that allows our closure to come over like so. So we've still got a bit of room there. Okay, so I don't need that for the moment. So now I'm going to attach this to this. So I'm going to ink around it, and I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch around it. Now I've got 2 of these sheets, and I'm going to use these for, I'm going to create a window pocket on here. So let's work out how big we want this window pocket to be. I'm going to say about that wide, and yeah, that tool's fine. I'm just going to take it to the inside of that stitching. So I'm going to cut that off. Actually, I'm going to start from the bottom, so I'm going to redo that. So I'm going to there, and about how tall do I want it? Let's say 5.5 inches tall. So if I trim that off there, and then trim that off at 5.5. Near enough to 5.5. Okay. Now that's going to go on there like that, and that's going to, I'm going to use this die, which comes from this set, Spellbinders Labels 8, and I'm going to cut the window out of that like so. Yeah, about there. Alright, so I'm going to go and do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've cut that out of there, and that way. Okay. And I have stitched around it, and I have inked around it. And now I'm going to cut a piece of acetate to put behind our window. So I'm going to make it 3 3/8 by 5. How wide is that? Yep, so I can cut 3 3/8. Just make sure that's going to be wide enough. Yep. And by 5. Well, about there. Okay, so now I'm going to attach the acetate to the window. Like so. I'm just smoothing that away from the acetate so that I don't get glue on the acetate, hopefully. Okay. So, should I put some... I think I will put a bit of cardstock around there to make it easier to slide our tag in and out of this pocket before I attach it here. So let me gather up some scrap cardboard and I'll be back. Okay, so I've cut some strips from this same cardboard that I used on the back of this, and I'm going to attach these just on the edge of my pocket. I'm going to cut some little pieces just to fill those little areas in. So now that they're probably dry enough, I can take them off. Doesn't take long for the art glitter glue to stick. And I'm going to attach that onto there. And that will give me a bit of room behind there where I can put, oh, have to trim that off. Okay. Okay, now let's attach this onto here, like so. Cut those threads off. Use my art glitter glue. There we go. So that gives us our little window pocket. Now I'm going to make a tag to go in there, and to do that I'm going to use this piece of paper. And my plan is to make sure, and I've done that upside down, that is that. Well, that's not going to work then, is it? I had wanted to cut this tag so that it fitted in there and that picture became whole again, but I've stuck that on upside down, so that's not going to work. My prompt for today was a pop, or is a pop of colour, and that's why I was using this nice bright floral. Okay, so I'm going to have to improvise. So we're going to make our tag out of this still, because it's still got the pop of colour. It's just not going to match up how I thought I was going to do it. Alright, so let's cut a tag to go in here that is 3.5 inches. I'll start at 3.5 inches and see how we go. I may have to cut it down a bit because of the glue and everything. So I'll cut it at 3.5. Oh, I'm annoyed now. Just needs a little bit off of it. Make it 3.25. It should go in without too much of a hassle. Yes. So there we go, it's going to be like that. So it's still nice and colourful, it just doesn't match up like I had in my head. Okay, so we don't want it that tall, so let's make it about this tall. At the top of that gladioli there. Now this is only your normal copier paper, so I'm going to have to back that. And I'm going to back it with some coffee dyed cardstock. That fits in there quite nicely. Okay, so some coffee dyed cardstock. Here we go. So let's stick that on there. The other side maybe. So I'm going to use some glue stick in the middle, and I'll use some liquid glue on the outside. I think this glue stick's run out. I think. I'm going to stitch around it anyway, so I think I will throw this in the bin now, and I will use my liquid glue and run around the edge. I probably could, you know, not use the glue around the edge and just use the stitching to hold it in place, but I'll put this glue on there and then I'll have to wait for it to dry before I can stitch around it. Let's line that up, line that up. Use my bone folder, burnish that down, and then I'll trim it up. You can see something's not straight there. I'm guessing that it's the tag because that's the processed edge of the cardstock, so that's probably straight. I'm going to have to trim. And then across the top. Okay, so that's a nice sturdy tag now, and we've got some writing area on the back, and that slides in there nicely. It's excellent. Now I want to cut my corners. What size corners do I want? A bigger corner like that. And this one. And now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and stitch around it. Okay, before I stitch around this, I'm going to add some sari silk to the top of the tag, and I was just wondering what colour I would use. So that's going to go on there like that, and I was thinking that, you know, with going with the pop of colour theme, I could use the yellow, or I've got a bright pink, but it's not really a bright pink. That's not really the right pink for that, I don't think. Although, it does look alright on there, doesn't it? The other colour would be purple. Okay, so I haven't got any purple, but I've got a green. I've got a dark green or a blue, but there's no real blue on there, so I'll discard the blue. I've got this sage green, which is not really pop of colour. I think I'm going to choose between the pink and the yellow. I think I'll go for the yellow, because we have got some yellow in there. So I'm just going to cut some of this, and I'm going to attach that to the top of my tag. When I'm doing the sewing around it, I'll stitch this into place at the same time. Alright, okay, I'm going to go and do this, clean up a bit of this mess, and I will be back. I just saw this piece that I cut out sitting on my count desk, and I thought, why can't I stick this on top of here and line it up with the cutout there? So I've had a bit of a play around with it, and there we go. So it's not perfectly lined up. Needs to move over that way a fraction. See how it's just out here? So if I pull that out and move it over just a fraction, doesn't seem to be too central, does it? Oh, because... Right, let's try that. Well, that is pretty good. Drop down just a fraction. I know I'm being a bit pedantic here, but now that's the whole thing. What out if I put that on there, like that, and then I slide the tag in, and then I get a longer piece of this, and I take that out of there, pull that out of there, and then I pop that in there. Perfect. Perfect. And that gets me the matching picture, even if it is upside down. Okay. Now, do I want to do that? That's the question. Do I want to do that? I don't think so. I think I like it like that, so that the flowers are up the right way on the tag, on the inside. And the fact that they're upside down on the frame doesn't make any difference, because you can't, there's no real whole flowers there that you could see. Alright, okay, well after all that fussing around, I'm just going to go and stitch this and stitch my sari silk in place. Okay, so I've stitched around that and inked around that, and that's okay. Now I want to make a couple of little labels to dangle off of that, and to do that I've got these stamps. I'm going to do one on the brightly patterned paper and two on the plain coffee dyed card. That's that one. I might have to back that onto something because it's white on the back, or I could just run over it with my ink pad, just ink it with my blending tool. Now I'm going to do this one on plain card. Oh well, it's coffee dyed cardstock, and it has got a lace pattern on the back. I'm going to stamp this on the non-pattern side. These can be written on if you want to. And also the same thing for the circular stamp. Okay, so that's the round one. So now I just need to cut these out, and I'm just going to leave a fine border around them, not too much. And use some liquid glue. So now let's ink around these, and then I will get my crocodile and we will put some little eyelets in them. Alright, so I've grabbed my crocodile and my small eyelets. Okay, so let's going to go for the small ones. Okay, change this. Choose an eyelet. I think I'll go for the gold. They are very fiddly. And let's bunch that down. Let's try that again. That's got it. Very good. I seem to get a better result if I do it like with this spike a bit up, because that way I know that it's definitely on the spike. And this one is not as yet. There we go. Okay. Now I need a bulb pin. Here's a gold one. Put that one on first, then the colourful one, then another plain one. And I'm going to attach those to this card through the sari silk. There we go. That can go in there like so. It can hang out the top like that. Alright, so now I need to work out, I could stick that on there, but I was thinking that I might run some lace down each side of this. So I'll go and have a look what lace I've got that might be suitable, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got this lace here that I've used before in another area of the journal, so I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to stick it down each side. I'm going to use my fabric glue for that. So let's just run a bead of glue along here and attach this lace. Which is the right side, which is the wrong side? I think that's the wrong side. So wrong side's got to go down, so it's got to go like that. And just attach that to the very edge, like so. Turn it over so I can see what it looks like from the front. Okay. Yep. Now I might just use those little clips again to hold that in place, because the fabric glue doesn't dry as quickly. Now we can do the same for the other side. So this is Gapua lace that I bought at Spotlight here in Australia. Now I'm going to just put a little something down here, nothing too overpowering. I have got some ruffles here, and I thought I might put a paper ruffle on the bottom. So just maybe something like that. And actually I might make a little envelope to sit on that, and a little bit of, I've got some coffee dyed cheesecloth here. I'll put a little bit of that on there like that, and a little envelope made with some of this colourful paper. So let's just cut this into a square. It's not going to be long enough, is it? Still, we'll have a go. I'm going to, it might not even be square. Well, it's probably not square. 5.5 by 6. So let's cut that off there. So I'm just folding the two corners across and just squeezing it in the middle so I can get my centre point. So you probably can't see it very well, but my centre point is there. So now I'm just going to fold these up to that point. Very even, is it? That's like that. And I'm going to just ink in here. I might just leave that open. And now I'll attach these. Now because I'm not going to be putting anything in this, I'm just going to put a dab of glue on the corner of each of those triangular pieces and put them down like so. Okay, now I'm going to ink around this. Just even that out a bit. And that can just pop down there like that. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I think I might want a plain envelope or something plain there. No. Perhaps just a label. So let's cut a label out of this. Don't really want it too wide, but that might be enough, I think. Let's try this. think I like the plainer one, and I'll just stamp something on there, a number or something like that. I've got this stamp from Witchcraft Do You Do, and I'll just get the stamp a number on here. Will that one fit? Yes, it will. Perfect. I'll stamp it with the black, the same as I've done on here. Sorry if my head's in the way. Just trying to get the stamp evenly on the card. There we go. Yes, much better. All right. Let's put this stamp away. And we can go ahead and stick this down now. That cheesecloth is big enough for this particular purpose. And ink around this. And I'll try and remember to use brown this time. And attach it. Onto that. Much like that. Okay. So, I don't know how long this fabric takes to dry, but I might just leave it for a bit longer, and when it's dry enough I'll be back. Okay, so I think that's stuck. Now I did pull a few of the threads out of the yellow sari silk, and so I got this nice red fringe on that. Now I'm going to attach this onto my cover. So to do that I'm going to use my fabric glue, because before I do that I might just trim that up. I didn't realise it was over, but that's easy enough to fix. Try that. Now, applying fabric glue to the back. I'm not being skimpy with it because I want to make sure that it does stay attached to my cover. Because of the curve of the cover, I think I'm going to have to sort of hold this on there for a bit to give the glue a chance to grab. There we go. Now, close this over. Oh no, that's not stuck, is it? Not anywhere near stuck. Okay, so I've left it for 15 minutes and I'm still not happy with it, so I'm going to use my hot glue gun and I'm going to add some of that so that I know it'll stay stuck. It's stuck in some places, but I don't want to run the risk of it not staying in place. So I'm going to add hot glue all around the edges where I can get it. You can see here, like, there's a fair gap down there, so I'm just going to get some hot glue down there and along the edges, down in there. And push that down into place. And have a look along here. That looks pretty good. Looks very good actually. Okay. Okay. That's much better. Much happier with that. Seems to be a little area here that could use a bit of glue. Like so. Okay. All right. Okay, now we can close this over. Hold that in place. Wrap this around a couple of times, like once, and tie a bow. There we go. So that's my, actually I was going to put some little beads on the end of these, but I don't know, I don't really think it needs it. Although this lace may fray, it will fray, so I will need to put something on the end of this. I'll either I'll singe it to burn, to seal it, or put some beads on there and tie a knot. Anyway, I'll work on that. But that's my project for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. So this is my, well, this is the second to last day of the collaboration, as I said before, and Mandy will finish it off tomorrow with her final video. So thank you to everybody that's taken part, and I hope everybody's enjoyed all of the different ideas and embellishments that all the collaborators have bought for you to have a look at. In the description box will be the list of everybody that's been in the collaboration and a link to the playlist that shows all of the videos. So yes, and yeah, thanks for joining in. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I really have to say a big thank you to all of the collaborators. You've all been fantastic and very easy to deal with, and I've really enjoyed all of your videos. So yeah, thanks very much, and I hope you can join me for my next video. Okay, bye.